Hey, what's up, fellas? I'm ASUS female fan Steve Alicious here, and I wanted to talk quickly about the ASUS Republic of Gamers Phone 5 Ultimate, the ROG phone. It's been released for this year, or at least the full specs, and you're getting the embargo lifted. And some people we don't have the device. Number one, we're not that high up on the food chain that we get devices like that early to review. But I've watched some stuff on it. I've read some stuff on it. And I had some thoughts that while everybody's all going all googly eye over this thing, I think some people are missing, and we need to take a moment to calm down and talk about it realistically for 2021. Now, before we get to all that, thank you so much to all the new subscribers on our march to 4,000. We're up over 3,100. If you've enjoyed all the tech videos, go ahead and give that subscribe button a tussle. It certainly means a lot to me. So, let's talk about it. A lot of impressive stuff, like it was last year. Always cutting edge, always over the top, always a little bit more than you think you might need. 18 gigs of RAM, very nice. Snapdragon 888 processor, also excellent. 144 hertz refresh rate display. Great quad DAC for audio with a headphone jack, which is excellent. For those of you who are watching who have owned any of the LG V2030, whatever that had the quad DAC, you understand the value there of what it adds to your sound experience. It is fantastic. If you've never tried one, I highly recommend it. It'll change your audio experience on a mobile device. But 1080p display, not the brightest thing in the world, but then you get the price tag. And any company that releases something for the consumer, they're in a unique position that they get to determine how harshly they're judged with their product, and they do that by price. And when you sit here and tell me that they're going to offer the ultimate, now I'm not talking about the Pro, seems a little overpriced as well. The base one that I feel like they're taking a little bit too much out of to get to that $900 price point, we could at least maybe have a conversation, because that's more in line with what they offered last year at $1,000 for the Phone 3. But when you're talking about the ultimate, the one that everyone's going nuts about the design, yeah, it looks pretty cool, $1,600. And when you come in at $1,600, you don't get to make any excuses. You have to do everything and then some, because then you're looking at phones like the S21 Ultra that right now you could get on Amazon unlocked for $1,000. Link will be in the description, by the way, for that. But when you are going up against something that you're charging $600 more than, and this is already, by the way, not saying like this is some phenomenal deal. The S21 Ultra is way overpriced, especially when we're seeing such fantastic devices in $500, $600, $400 range. Redmi Note 10 Pro offering 120 hertz refresh rate, OLED display for under $300. These companies got a lot to answer for, but you really do when you're coming in at $1,600. So, you don't get to say, well, it's a gaming device, so we really didn't focus on the camera. No. My friend, when you come in at $1,600, it better be everything this could do and then some. Because that $600 premium better be to add the gaming stuff that you have in there, not take stuff that I'm already getting. Not the periscope display, not the quad HD display, periscope camera, not the fancy camera system, not all the fancy camera modes. I'm not saying you even need that stuff, because you don't. But when you're asking for the money, you don't get off the hook. You better provide it. So everyone's going nuts, but nobody's talking about the price, because that, to me, is automatically disqualifying of that device. The only reason why you'd get one of those is for just the status or the look, or you're a crazy gamer that just 24/7, you need this 6,000 milliamp hour battery and the cooling device on the back and the extra touch sensitive buttons and all the rest that they added. But even then, I'm thinking you spend $1,000 on an S21 Ultra, get a better camera, a better screen, and I think a better overall smartphone experience, even though I haven't tried it, so I gotta be fair. Better overall smartphone experience, and buy yourself a controller or something else. I just feel like you're getting so much more for this money if you want to be at the top tier and have the best performance you could possibly get, as opposed to spending $1,600 for that phone. and I feel falling a little short. 18 gigs of RAM, yeah, okay. Sure, right. You'll never use that in a million years. The battery's nice. The DAC is nice. The buttons on the back are nice. That monochrome display is confusing to me. I prefer almost the one on the Pro. I prefer the dot matrix RGB LEDs that they have on the back to just the monochrome display. It looks like you're running that off your compact Presario laptop from the late 80s. I don't quite understand that. So there was some funky design choices there that you're making. I just feel like they've gotten away from what's going to be their bread and butter. When you look at the other gaming phones, and there's going to be competitors to this. There's going to be the Xiaomi devices. There's going to be some of the other devices that come in gaming-wise that really try to crack that price point. To price their performance are at $700. When you're talking about a gaming device, like we talked about with the Razer phone, you got to come in at a price that people are willing to take a chance of something different. You don't get to come in at that top flagship tier price because you need to provide a complete phone at that point. You don't get to provide a niche phone and charge flagship all-in top-of-the-line pricing, even if you provide the top-of-the-line specs, which they do. There's no question about that. I wish the screen were a little bit brighter. I wish the screen were a little bit higher in resolution. But at the same time, $1,600 for that, that's a tough ask. That's a tough ask. If you've used one of the phones before, let me know in the comments section below. If you've made it this far, like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Until next time, have that Steve-alicious day.